With the combination of choice fatigue and unlimited artistic options, contemporary artists face a daunting task in arranging their palettes. Let's go over some of your options and why your palette may be interfering with your artistic vision. Let's learn something. Choices. Wow, we have a lot of choices. We are so fortunate to be alive today. However, when setting up your palette, it can be overwhelming. It is extremely difficult to say that one artistic choice is right or wrong. But some things can get in the way. Let's first look at how palettes evolve, and then consider what choices we are making in our selections. History and context. Before the Industrial Revolution, artists had a very narrow range of color choices. These colors had a low chromatic range. These earth tones were mainly what artists could initially choose from. These naturally occurring pigments were supplemented with other additional, in the 16th and 17th century, mummy brown was used. It was made from pith, myrrh, and ground up remains of ancient mummies. Yeah, so that really happened. So gross. During the 19th century, a wider range of colors became available. Early adopters Delacroix and Henri Fantin-Latour used these innovations to get a much fuller range of color in their paintings. And to be honest, I'm super envious of Delacroix's mustache. So sexy. As more and more colors became available, it allowed for innovation and experimentation. These colors, with higher chromatic range, when combined with the innovation of the paint tube, allowed the Barbizon school to go out in the field and paint from nature. They continue to push on these innovations and conventional standards, allowing artists to develop Impressionism. Seriously, without Impressionism, what will we put on our mouse pads? In stark contrast, in the second half of the 19th century, Zorn utilized a limited palette, reducing his colors to the absolute minimum and extracting an amazing range out of this limitation. The boldness of his brushwork and the overall power of his compositions make up for any lack in color complexity. For more info, check the description. But times are changing! In the 20th century, innovation continued, which led to synthetic colors. They possess higher chromatic range. With this higher range of chroma, color ideas proposed by Albert H. Munsell were able to be tested, proven, and adopted. One of the first notable illustrators and teachers to implement these concepts was Frank J. Riley. Once understood, his system allowed for artists to paint vast subjects in compressed timetables, a real advantage for illustrators in the pre-digital age. Still utilized successfully today by artists like Neil Carlin, his lineage goes directly back to Riley through his instructor Michael Aviano. Carlin's process has him structuring palettes arranged uniquely for specific subjects. Here we can see his flesh palette. In the description, there's a link to his YouTube channel, which offers tremendous value to artists. But we're back to choices again. As artists set up their palette, some prioritize value and spontaneity over dynamic range and structure. Artists like Kevin Moore utilize a palette which is structured with value being the highest priority. His ease of use with it allows him to create the values he is looking for. With careful application, he has the option to get the appropriate pop to the colors he desires, while knowing that the full range of values will be maintained. The arrangement of colors exists in a cohesive chromatic range that prevent overwhelming chroma shifts. Vocab. Chroma is the intensity of a color, or the fancy art word hue. Whereas Kevin's palette is value-based and Neil's is flexible, other artists make their selection on mood. My palette is still heavily influenced by one of my early instructors, J. Brian Townsend. The somber but accurate colors in Brian's work help to describe a mood, not of melancholy, but of personal introspection. Early on, his work was influenced by 19th century masters like Jules Bastien-Lepage and Thomas Eakins, and an artist from the 20th century, and one of my favorites, Charles Fall. Check out his page on Instagram. There's also a great book if you can get your hands on it. Brian was also influenced by our shared teachers, Ron Scher and Peter Karras. Contrastingly, Wolf Kahn, Joseph Albers, and Mark Rothko used vibrant color ranges as the center of their artistic expression. For a more contemporary take on this, check out James Jean's beautiful work. Why did I tell you that? Yeah, bro, like, why did it take you so long to get to the point? The reality is, if we take random pieces of all these examples and put them all together on our palette, you may face some devastating contradictions. Make careful consideration of what you're putting on your palette and why you're putting it there. Just because it looks pretty at the art store, it may not work in harmony with your overall intent. The chroma and tinting strength of an oil color varies. Due to this, the way they interact on your palette will either help or hurt you. The play between the colors is moving the colors you're making through color space. You may have a palette that does not allow you to move a color through the range you are looking for. With any artistic endeavor, the more clear you are with your intent, the more you're able to get the tools to work for you. Consider the range of colors that you desire for your final images. If, when you're working on your painting, the colors you're mixing consistently appear weaker than you intended, first make sure that you have control over the mixing environment and you're not polluting the color. Check out my video on mixing if this is an issue. If you're in a position that you have full mixing control and your colors are way too strong, you may have one color that is overtaking your palette. Attempt to identify which specific color this is, and consider switching it for a less chromatic color. This commonly happens with a lot of phthalo colors. These beautiful, lush synthetic colors, if misused, can take over your palette. Beginners that are rushing and not paying any mind to the color interactions have a terrible time controlling these colors and make a real mess. However, with care, these can be very powerful. If you desire to have the most vibrant color combinations, before adding more colors to your palette, make every effort to extract all of the range and combinations out of what you already possess. This is where beginners really get tripped up. More is sometimes just more. Color is often more satisfying when it has some limitations. You may be able to get the range of colors you desire with a well-thought-out arrangement of tube colors. Consider doing a color chart or a mixing chart. Take a look at Richard Smith's book, Alla Prima. He offers a procedure for doing a great color chart. If the artist is making clear intention with their choices, their image will resonate with us on a deeper level. If you're getting started with oil paint, check out this playlist here. What's up, creatives? I'm Timothy Jan. I'm a draftsman, painter, and teacher, making videos to help improve your art. If you're interested, please subscribe. What colors do you have on your palette? Please let me know in the comments. Make some art today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.